Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are here for another round. They came from the underground. We just had our live show recently, just this last Wednesday. It was a lot of fun. We only had a couple comics come out and hang out in the audience, but we had a real good time. We live streamed it. We got over 500 views. I thought was a lot of fun. Um, Not many reacts, 15 shares, whatever, doesn't matter. Got a lot of eyes on it, so that'll be helpful for the next time. You know what I mean? And yeah, so we got that coming out eventually in the audio version. I might try to do a video version now, but you can still watch the live stream on the Lefties Live Music page on Facebook. Um, that took place in the Lefties Live Music venue and then the live stream. So go check that out. This is only part one with Danny Carman, and I apologize now. I did not realize my voice was so quiet in the recording. I think maybe he could hear me fine, but then I wasn't being picked up too well, and so so it'll switch to him, and he'll sound normal but Zoom quality, and then I'll be very quiet. So I apologize if it's a problem to try to listen to. But Danny Carman's a really cool dude. He's done a lot of stuff. He does a lot of stuff between the metal band, and he's a photographer, and he does some comedy every now and then. And he's just a cool dude to talk to. He's got a lot of stories, but we didn't have a lot of time to get into things because I was called in to host one of the open mics at Lefties, and so I didn't have a lot of time to get into it with them as we planned. So it's just part one. It's about a half hour, 40-minute interview. We talk about random stuff. We talk about video games. We'll get into a spoiler alert eventually if you don't want to hear the spoiler to the end of The Last of Us 2 with the video game. If that is not the problem, then you won't have to worry about anything. So we give a spoiler alert, but yeah, so check that out. And I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Danny Carman is the shit. Like I said, we'll have him back again soon. And yeah, but otherwise, happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope everybody is enjoying kind of the holiday season around being able to be home for a lot of it. And if you're probably working like I am again. But whether or not you are, I'm hoping you're finding things to occupy yourself within all the lockdowns and everything, because I know that a lot of people are affected by the fact that all the bars have to close at 10 now, and so everything either starts earlier or ends earlier, and so the open mics are mostly shorter, not happening or whatever. And yeah, so it's definitely a struggle. Luckily we have the podcast to kind of let out all that kind of performative energy in a way and all that jazz. It's been, it's fun. It's fun to do this. I get kind of lazy with it a little bit, but I like doing it, and the live show is going to end up being a big part of it, and and all that. And so hopefully I can do a lot more with that live show and keep it going, and hopefully it just gets bigger, and hopefully we can return in full force, soon enough. Hopefully, by the time we get to a vaccine that's just guaranteed, then we will be, pretty close out to that. So I don't know. I'm just hoping for the best. I'm hoping we can go out comfortably again soon, as everybody is. But yeah, so hopefully you're staying safe. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. If you didn't, it's all right. It's not the most important, but we have some up years, down years, all that jazz. And it doesn't matter really, but it is a sad times if you got that seasonal depression going on. Where I'm there with you. It happens. We're all trying to fight past it. You're not alone. And Merry early Christmas. Not even in December yet, but whatever. I'm just missing being able to go out to the mics and just have fun and not have to worry. And I think once we come back, everyone will have kind of a shift in perspective, and people will probably treat each other more nicely. So I'm hoping that's the case. But regardless, it'll be fun. People are going to be who they are. And only let it affect you if it really has to. But yeah, yeah, keep a lookout for this that part 2. We got this a song from Danny Carman's old band. I believe he said they're not together anymore. They were going to be doing a reunion show, and then COVID happened, and so we got that going on all over the place. But what do you do? So we got a song from A Well Dressed Man, known as Helen Keller, and that will be the song you were hearing coming up here before we get into it, and then we'll talk about Danny's current experience in COVID, a little bit about his what he's been doing, what he's been up to, how everything has affected him, and all that, and then yeah, at the ending we will hear more of the song. But I think that's really all I have. Thank you to everybody who both participated in the live show. Thank you to Ann Matthew. Thank you to Lefty's Live Music, Lefty the Bar Dog, for letting us host the show there. Thank you to Bradley Millis for running sound. Thank you Dave Kilbride and Cooper Patterson for opening the show with a hilarious, unique performance. And then thank you Joshua Gladstone for being the guest on the episode. It was a lot of fun. You did really good. Everybody did fantastic. Thank you to everybody who at least gave the stream a view. It means a lot. And everyone who shared it, everyone who liked it. Anybody who Venmo'd Lefty's Live Music a little money to help them out, because they are a local smaller business, but also a staple in underground entertainment in the Des Moines scene. So help them out as much as you can. I'm hoping that the live stream in this show maybe help them out a little bit, get a little bit of something coming in that night, and yeah, you know what I mean. And thank you to Emily Davis for jumping on, being part of the podcast when we needed some help. And thank you to everybody. Yeah, just thank you to everybody who is liking and following the page. We're over 200 now on Facebook. They came from the underground, and then they came from the underground on Instagram. Follow us there as well. We could use more there. And yeah, we'll have more live events coming up soon. I'm thinking about doing some Instagram lives. This is all just the boring part, where I just cover everything that is related to this and everything. So follow Danny Carman. If you need some photos done, if you need some headshots done, if you're performing band, or he says he does OnlyFans as well. Hit him up for pictures, get the prices and everything from him, and yeah, help him out. He's in that point now. He's available to do some photography, and he could use the work, and people need pictures, so get her done. But what did I say? I don't even know why I used that Larry the Cable Guy phrase there. It just came to my mind all of a sudden. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening to this, and I hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, I present to you Mr. Danny Carman. Welcome Danny Carman to the podcast. How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. I'm doing good. Surviving in the end times.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm hoping from fucking all my friends and acquaintances and everybody in this right now, is that they're at least fucking surviving.
Right.
What have you been up to in quarantine, man?
A whole lot of nothing, honestly. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I was I'm an event photographer. Take pictures at shows and concerts and that kind of shit. And ever since COVID happened, that has been non-existent. So I mainly just work out. I work out at a couple of bars and restaurants doing that kind of thing. And it seems that might be getting turned down here pretty soon too. So I'm gonna have a lot of free time on my hands. So.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's one of those things that you never forget, that you don't think about at the time, the people, because
an event gives so many people, like a full event gives people, like a lot of people work, obviously. So that
Right.
that sucks. That was like your thing, because like photographs are so important for all that, and so
Well,
it's just
absolutely.
like, it's so that blows that it's even that just all the level it reaches to. But
Right.
you know,
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you do what you got to do, I guess. But
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, man. I've been just been trying to do this podcast. I had to go to quarantine a second time because I actually got COVID.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
pretty shitty, isn't
yeah, it is.
it?
It fucking is.
Yeah.
I like still don't have my smell for the most part.
Oh, that's awful. Like, how long ago did you get it?
I got it roughly at the start of the month. It was like, I think it was like a day or two after I voted. I remember I started feeling symptoms.
Right.
It was like, I think I voted wrong. But it's stupid. But it was this kind of thing that started building on slowly. Like I just started feeling like a cold, and then
Uh huh.
eventually I was just like exhausted.
Right.
I had like, it felt like sinus infection. Like towards the
Hmm.
end, it was just like nose pain, and then like
Right.
obviously, and then I was like, uh, yeah. I mean, you just feel real sick. You have a temperature, and it just feels like it feel like intense flu.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Have you been lucky enough not to get it?
oh no, I caught it back in September, and it was fucking awful. Like it was kind of a strange thing because so like since the pandemic started, I've been taking it pretty seriously. Like I didn't go out to bars, I didn't do anything. I just literally just stayed home and just play video games for like all fucking day. That's all I would do. And then the bar started opening back up. And I was like, okay, as long as we're playing this smart, we can do this right. And normally I would after work like have like a drink where I'm like at my bar, and then I just like hang out in the back, not be around anybody, just have the drink to myself and go home. But one night, it was like around the same time that Duress show happened. I was like, fuck it, like my other job is canceled because we don't have power there still. So I was like, I got off work, I was like, fuck, I'll just get wasted. Got wasted. And I was hanging around like a bunch of people like without masks and everything like that. I was like, oh fuck it, whatever, blah 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 blah. And then that was about a week or so before my birthday. And the week before, like the day before my birthday, I got a like one of those half-hour tests, and that came back negative. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm good to go. So oh my mic and headphones aren't working. Okay, that's fine. Just tell me when you're ready.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. There you are.
You can hear
I can
me?
hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All good?
I think so.
Okay. It's like, man, you're having all kinds of technical issues.
Yeah, shit, man. That is a pain.
That's all right. That's all right. Anyways, so I got the half-hour test and whatever, came back negative. The following night was my birthday, and I had like a small little party. Everyone's wearing masks, distance, we're outside, and like we had some comedians come,
Yeah.
Dante Powell and Bradley Gilbert, and like each of us did like a little bit of a set, and live streamed it, and that was it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So about a week later, that's when I started getting symptoms.
Yeah.
And immediately I contacted like everybody I knew, like that was in contact with, like, hey, get yourself tested immediately, kind of thing. And I do remember it was. I'm not sure if you watch wrestling at all. I love wrestling, but it was.
A lot.
Yeah,
Like back at, like,
it's gotten really good lately. Really good lately.
Yeah,
but
right
it was the night of SummerSlam, like the WWE pay-per-view.
I know about that. Yeah.
And I had to work that night, and I was like, I just remember like get ready for work and just be like, man, I wish I could just sit at home and watch the SummerSlam tonight, but I got to go to work. So I get to work, and I notice I can't smell anything. Then I notice I can't taste anything. I'm like, oh shit. So like I just immediately bail out of work. I call my boss. I'm like, hey, so I am positive I got fucking COVID. Sorry. And I got home, and like my roommate was watching SummerSlam, and like I just kind of like settled my shit down. And I was like, I got fucking COVID. And I was like, well, at least I can watch SummerSlam.
Right, you had your ticket to just sit and watch Summer Jam.
Right. Yeah. Like it's kind of like that, like the monkey's paw thing, where it's like you make the wish and it comes true, but it has like the twist on it.
Yeah, that's actually
right.
That's actually a good comparison. I get that, man. Actually, now that you mention that, I think that was kind of like what it was like for me, because I was like, man, that having that break where I just like had where nothing was expected of me at the start of this was so nice.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have that again, but this
Yeah.
time I was
Yeah.
literally forced to stay home.
Right. I feel I mean, did you get like bedridden or like just felt really like fluish or?
It felt pretty fluish, but I was like well enough that I could just kind of be up and around in my house for the most
Right.
part.
Mhm.
Like I was sleeping more, but
Yeah.
like I could get up, like I was basically getting up and then like trying to write or work on the website, which is now up. Anyone listening, if you want to check it
Yeah.
out, they can.
Good plug. Good plug.
Thank you. And I just played a lot of video games while I wrote because I have like probably 4 or 5 like 4 to 5 minute sets
Yeah.
newly written in the last couple weeks. That was
There you
like
go.
theoretically, I'm like looking back, I should have a lot more just written in general, but I
Right.
at least got those written, so I have a lot to come back with, at
Right.
the very least. And yeah, so I just decided to write a lot, and try to keep up on things and get things.
Well, that's good. I mean, like that. Like I started doing Twitch streaming when I was under quarantine. That helped a lot with like the isolation.
Hell yeah.
Of just like, just seeing people like pop up and be like, hey, you're playing fucking Fall Guys, cool.
Right. Yeah,
And I'm like, it'd be really nice if you guys could come over and watch me play Fall Guys.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
That'd be so nice.
That'd be great.
Yeah, like
that's a real struggle. Fucking Twitch is great though.
Mhm.
That's super cool that you got joined onto that because I know like Matt Jacobson I think did it and it's
yeah. Matt Jacobs is absolutely killing it too. Like I like pretty much once I got out of quarantine, I was like, I don't want to sit around and play video games anymore.
I had
So
my fill and my excuse to do this without feeling bad about myself.
right,
So now that it's like back into the real world, I can't keep this.
right. Mhm.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
you.
Over this last quarantine, I literally on Sunday night just a couple days ago, because I was playing it like throughout. I started a little late into the quarantine, but then I started The Last of Us 2 finally.
Oh, nice.
Which is a fantastic game.
Right.
And literally Sunday night at like midnight, the night before I had to go back to work for the first day, I finally finished it. And it was like speaking of Matt Jacobson, he told me it took him like 22 and a half hours. It's an estimated 25-hour game. It took me like 32. And
right.
I was just like,
well, I mean, it depends. Like, we're going for like finding all the secrets and shit like that.
Yeah,
or,
exactly. I'm very look around. I'm very much a look around guy, especially
right.
because that's how you like stay alive as you find all this.
Oh, absolutely. You find all like resources and shit like that.
Exactly.
Like, what'd you think of the ending?
The ending.
I mean, spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah, spoiler alert! If you haven't beaten The Last of Us 2 yet, we will be getting into that right now. But The Last of Us 2, I was like, I was kind of conflicted because like I was up and down in emotion through the whole thing because the game would like make my heart race, and I was like extra sensitive from being sick and everything. And so
right. Yeah, I kind of noticed that too. When I was afflicted with it, where it's like I felt more emotional about things, but I think that might have just been from like isolation. You know what I mean? Right. Where it's like where I see people like talking to each other, like in close proximity. I'm like, man, wouldn't that be cool to do that right now?
I know. Just playing The Last of Us 2, they're getting up close in contact with everyone, and they have the actual like zombifying fucking fungus in the air.
Right.
They can talk to each other. What the hell?
Right.
So I literally, so you get what I'm saying. It was just like extra sensitive, so it was like scary. It would like scare me a little more than what it should have. So I even more prolonged the thing because I was like extra patient because it was like all those times where you have to sneak around and try to get past like a whole group of people spread out. I'm like, God, this is good. This could go so badly. And then the ending though, like part of me was like, oh man, that's like so sad because you get like the depth of it of like, she lost Joel and then she lost Nira, she lost this is like now the baby's gone and then she lost her finger, so she can't even play guitar anymore. It's like, well, you could just flip it around the other way and learn how to play left-handed. But you didn't have to leave the guitar behind. You don't need all 5 fingers to strum.
Right? Who is it? Like Tommy Iommi? Tommy Iommi from fucking Black Sabbath doesn't have fingers or whatever? Yeah,
exactly. Like you can find a way. People play with their feet.
Right. And it's not like she doesn't have free time to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. The world has fucking ended genuinely. All of your life comes from what you scavenged out of wreckage. You 100% can learn how to play the guitar any way you need to.
Right.
So it was just So it just honestly, maybe it's because I have like I can be kind of cynical, and
Mhm.
because I'm like I do so much comedy that I'm like it kind of takes that extra level to kind of like really get me. That I'm
Yeah.
like that when she was sitting there and she started strumming just the strings, and then like
Mhm.
some of them were just like doop, doop, and
Right.
boom, boom, doop, 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 doop. It kind of made me laugh. It
Yeah.
was just because she's just sitting there like like sad, and then it's like and she's only strumming half the chords. She's like, man, well, so much for that. And again, just coming back, it just brings me back to like, don't have to give it up. And so it
Right.
just kind of made me giggle, just like getting so used to it being like this song where it's like, oh, am I finally gonna hear the whole thing now?
Right.
And then just like soft plucks because she can't use her pinky and ring finger on her left hand,
Mhm.
and something about it made me giggle. So
Right.
that's where I ended up. Like, but it was like, but I get how it was sad. It was just
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get the symbolism of that shit and everything like that. You know, leaving your past life behind or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. We should probably talk about something other than video games spoilers.
Right. Yeah. No, it makes sense. Not to spoil them all.
Right.
But yeah. Right now, my brother got me Ghost of Tsushima, and then I just got the new Legend of Zelda, and so I got a lot of time.
Nice.
Got some awesome video games to fill time with, and I'm gonna be getting more for Christmas, I'm sure. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that'll probably be a weekend thing, for a lot of it, but. Yeah,
Cool.
man. So yeah, no. Yeah, normally what we, I mean, yeah, we can definitely. I keep wanting to. I keep wanting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never listened to this podcast before, so I don't know what your format is. So.
Oh, don't worry. I like it to be kind of natural, and like
Okay.
I don't always give the precursor what we're gonna be talking about, because it's like I don't want it to feel too structured, like as if it's a real talk show, because it's like
Right.
you know, because I want it to be natural, but because getting into that does make me want to talk more about video games. But you are right; it's not exactly the widest audience.
Right.
So, but what I normally talk about is just like kind of what gets people into doing comedy, or at least into entertainment.
Okay.
Because I've had musicians on too. I've had like Amy Nichols, a magician, and so
Cool. Great. Yeah.
Gets them into it. And so like, because I know you do comedy and I could have sworn you had a podcast, or like you had a
Yeah. Like I could. All right, here. How about this? I'll just go through the list of all the things that like I'm involved with.
There you go.
And then immediately after that, I can say, and then COVID happened.
Yes. Exactly.
All right. Number one. Right. And number one, I'm an event photographer. I take photos of like concerts, comedy shows, burlesque events, aerial events, all kinds of things. If there's an event happening that you want captured, that was kind of my thing.
Oh yeah.
And then COVID happened. And and then I was a host of a podcast called No Cover. And the premise of that was it was like a weekend calendar kind of thing. Like every week we would have people that were doing shows or events the upcoming weekend. We record Tuesday, release a podcast Wednesday. Right. And that'd be like kind of like a weekend calendar kind of thing for people.
Yeah.
And, you know, had a bunch of random musicians, comedians, all kinds of people on there. Like, honestly, like it's kind of a shame that we never meet, you know, really hang out before then, because I probably would have had you on. But then COVID happened.
Yeah,
so.
every show opportunity I've gotten has been canceled by COVID. I was on my first page show and Clash of the Comics. Then COVID happened.
Yeah. Actually, I was I am still a frontman of a hardcore band. Yeah. We were together from like the early 2000s to like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And we were actually going to have a reunion show this year.
Nice.
And then COVID happened.
Every time.
Yeah, I know every time. Like I'm trying to think of like anything else like really. Well, I mean, I still do comedy occasionally. It's just, you know, I'm still a little sketch about going out and stuff like that. So like every now and then, like I'll go out and do a mic or whatever. But like the only real like show I guess I've been to like 2 shows ever. Like one was just like some random festival kind of thing, and the other one was the Graham. I did the Graham.
Nice.
Before.
Graham's awesome.
I killed it at the Graham, and I'm pissed I didn't fucking win. But you know, if Dante Powell was on the show, then I probably would have fucking won that one.
I would 100% believe it. Because when I did the Graham, I fucking like I did well. Like what the problem was is that one of the 3 judges was the musical act,
Uh-huh.
and so he wasn't like well versed in references. Hi, Luella. My niece is
I
over
get you. I
here.
hear you saying, yeah.
But like, he wasn't as well versed. Hold on, she's about to get to my knickknacks.
Here, hang on 1 second, but I gotta grab a drink. 1 second.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
Okay, and we're back.
And
Yeah,
we're back
so like,
after that commercial break.
right, yeah. Anyway,
What
I used to
we
do.
talking about the gram?
Oh yeah, the Graham. Like the musical guest in and get your style or whatever.
Yeah, no, like literally, every time I would do something, I would get like a good laugh, and then the musical guest would be like, I didn't get that one. He'd be like, 2.
Right.
And it was like, in the 2
Oh,
was
whatever,
clearly
man.
just for sympathy. So I'd be like, God damn it! So I got
Right.
last, literally
Uh,
because either like Muhammad wouldn't get it or the musical guest wouldn't get it,
right.
and like oftentimes they would both not get it. But like, but what's fantastic about Muhammad is that it'll take him a minute to get things.
Right.
So he would get a lot of my stuff kind of later.
Right.
Then,
Like did he like score you retroactively? Like, oh wait, I just got that joke like from 5 minutes ago. 10.
No, I did not get that luxury, unfortunately. I
Right.
really wish I would have, but that probably would have helped me out a lot, because it was just like, because it would, like, the whole crowd would laugh, the comics would laugh, and then they would be like, I don't get it, so I wouldn't get any points. So
Right.
that always, so that felt bullshit, but it's not like I'm holding a grudge or anything. It's just like the little thing to be like, I got fucked, but it's like, who cares?
Right. I feel
It's still fun, you know.
Right.
Muhammad and Sean are fun, and so it's good shit.
Right. I got you. Cool. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Like lately, I've been actually dipping my toe in the OnlyFans game, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just saw that earlier on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I personally am not.
Feet pics and stuff.
No. I mean, like doing photos for girls and guys.
For girls. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, I'll shoot or do videos or whatever, and I get a percentage of whatever they sell.
Right on. You see you seen any weird shit?
Not yet. I mean, we have had some like request stuff. There's one girl that's pretty much like my partner in this whole thing, and like we both like run her socials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like she was getting like requests for like feet stuff, but not like squishing stuff or anything like with dicks or whatever. It's just like the guy wanted like a picture of her laying like on her side on the couch, like watching TV with her feet sticking up, like a video of that.
Okay. One of those where it's like real specific.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be
mundane activity.
Yeah.
Sexuality to just like a girl being normal.
Right, and like that makes me think that like all the other shit that like people doing mundane things that someone can get like sexual gratification off of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I'm peeling these fucking potatoes, man. Is that fucking hot?
Just the way he strokes his
right? It's like a flossing, man. You like that? You like you be getting this nasty shit on my teeth?
It's those clean, even strokes, even slices.
Right.
He just knows that potato all around.
Yeah. But yeah. Like that's something else I've been kind of up to. I've been trying to just get out and about and just do more photo work as of late. Granted, like I'm still like trying to keep myself safe from rolling on earth like that, but I mean, hypothetically speaking, according to the CDC, I still have antibodies supposedly. I don't know. I know people that have caught Rona like within a month and a half, like after catching it before, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, like I've heard that too, and like my and like the doctor that I had said that like you're like immune for like 90 days afterwards. So I don't even know. I don't know what to believe, honestly.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what to believe either. It's such a shit show, man.
and it's always skeptical because when you know, especially when you like know someone real well, like you don't want to imagine that they would make up that they know someone and like do that thing where like I know someone who knows someone in Canada and like they said that their friend, and like do the whole thing. Like I can definitely, I always see how that gets going, but it's just like
Right.
I honestly think, but like I honestly believe that most times even with you, even though we haven't like talked much beforehand, that like I don't think that I don't think like you're trying to bullshit to sound smart. I just think that that's genuinely what you have, like what the information that you know.
Yeah.
You're just passing it along. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, it's not like
you're
trying to sell me on something.
Right. No, absolutely, man. Like it's just like everybody should be playing it more safe than not with this shit.
Agree. Yep.
It's terrible. Like, I mean, I got like half my fucking family has COVID like currently.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Like back home, like back in my hometown. And
Where's hometown?
Ottumwa, in Ottumwa.
Oh, okay, nice. Ottumwa.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Southeast Iowa. The two main exports from Ottumwa are Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold's from there, and methamphetamine. Whole lot of methamphetamine.
You know what? Kind of explains a lot about Tom Arnold's personality.
It really does. Like
you can take the boy out of Iowa, can't take the Iowa out of the boy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like him and Roseanne were actually like when I was a kid or whatever. When they were married, they were actually trying to open up like a restaurant like right on the outskirts of Ottumwa and everything like that, and it just failed like immediately. They didn't even get. I don't think he even opened up or whatever. But it was just like, I mean, that's like they just like gave up on it and then moved away. And like that is honestly the most Ottumwa thing to do is give up on something and move away.
Can't show our faces in this town again.
Right.
Pull up the collar on your trench coats, kids, and let's hike out of town.
Right.
That's funny, man. I always love hearing about stuff that came from Iowa because it's always like except for Ashton Kutcher and Slipknot.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have a lot that I feel like is like real high levels. Obviously, we have Tom Arnold and those sort of things.
Yeah, Elijah Wood's from Cedar Rapids, I think.
He came out of Iowa too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Elijah Wood's from the Cedar Rapids.
You know what? Now that you're saying that, I think I remember hearing about that. So I think that's right. I think that's right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, we do have. So I guess we got a couple.
We got a couple of good ones.
Yeah, we got some big enough ones. There's like we don't need all of them. We got these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're special enough. But
right.
Yeah, man. If we can fit it in here, I probably got about 5 minutes before I have to get on the road.
That's fine. That's good.
Either we can because obviously we didn't get to quite the story and the kind of getting into entertainment, but can you think of a story specifically from when you were young that kind of you remember thinking like I want to get into this lane of things like artists endeavors and things?
Yeah. I started in a band. Like when I was in high school, I had like a lot of depression issues and stuff like that, and it was mainly just because I didn't have shit to do. I'm the kind of person that I gotta keep myself occupied, or I'm just gonna go crazy. And I started that band that I mentioned earlier, A Well-Dressed Man. You can find us on Bandcamp, awelldressedman.bandcamp.com.
There you go.
And Facebook and shit. Maybe one day we'll have a reunion show once COVID's fucking over. But around like 15, 16, like the first iteration of that band, we started doing that, and that helped me a lot.
Nice.
Get over depression and like just having something to do and having something to occupy my mind with.
Yeah.
And I did that from pretty much like 16 all the way to like my mid to late 20s. From like it was like 2001 was when we formed, and then 2012 is when we broke up, and. Excuse me.
Cut that out. I am offended. No, go ahead.
Oh, whatever, dude. Like you should listen to some episodes that don't cover some time. Like half is just me burping.
I love it.
So there was a band from Iowa City, like in Des Moines, called Dystrophy back in the day. I'm not sure if you heard of them. If you were ever like in the rock or metal scene, like local scene.
I did kind of vaguely know about them, but I didn't become too acquainted with them.
Right, it's fine. They're broken up now anyway. But around like
have to care.
Don't have to care. So like around we used to play shows with them all the time and everything like that. We were friends with them. And around like 2011, they were going on a tour and their merch guy dropped out. And I was like, oh, I'll be your fucking merch guy, you know. So I was a merch guy, and I had like a little point and shoot camera with me, just bring along for fun or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, for every show, I would just like snap random photos or whatever, just, having fun kind of thing. And then just jokingly, they're like, hey, you're our tour photographer. I was like, oh, okay. And it was this crappy little Nikon point and click kind of camera. I got some really good ones good photos out of that. Yeah. And I was, the entire time, the entire tour, I was like, man, if I had like a nice DSLR camera with a nice lens on it, dude, I could be making fucking art right now,
Yeah, man.
So pretty much like once tour ended, I took all the money I made off the tour, and then just bought a DSLR camera, like a old school Nikon with like a detachable lens. And then I started bringing that shit to shows with me, just shooting for free, just for fun kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then eventually, a couple of my buddies were DJs, so I'd go to their shows and stuff like that and take photos of them performing and stuff like that. And then a bunch of promoters would start noticing me coming around, and they're like, "Hey, you're good at this. Start coming to my shows. We'll start paying you."
Right.
And then ever since then, like that's kind of been my career for like the last 8 years.
That's dope, man.
And then COVID happened.
Then COVID happened. Title of the episode.
Title of the episode.
Then COVID happened.
Then COVID happened. But yeah, I know you're on like a time rush or whatever, but I would love to come back on and like actually tell you some good stories about the band days and stuff like that and the crazy shit I've seen. But I know you're on time constraints right now.
I love that shit. That is one of my favorite things about doing this and like just being around entertainers and like it doesn't matter if it's comedians, musicians, whatever the fuck. It's just like the opinions and stories from like everything these people have like thought about.
Yeah.
Tales and some cool fucking information coming up. So
absolutely.
I super appreciate you coming on, man. Let's definitely do this again soon.
Let's do it again soon.
Call this part 1, and then COVID happened. And
then,
and then we'll come back for part 2 later here in a while.
Yeah, man.
And then speaking of that, of the photography thing, actually, I will once things get up and running again. I'm wanting to get some good shots done.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
So I will absolutely be a hold of you.
Oh, yeah, real quick, I do some plugs.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
I was just about to do that.
Yeah. welldressedman.bandcamp.com. That's my hardcore band. Hopefully soon we'll be doing something. Like we were talking about doing a virtual concert or something like that. Danny does pics, PIX. You can find me on Facebook, like that shit. Or you can just hit me up sometime and get me to do some photos for you, man, because I'm going crazy here.
Danny needs work, people.
Danny, yeah, that's why she's her name is Danny Needs Work now.
All right, that'll be how I advertise it on everything.
Right.
And you know what? Hit them up.
Right. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude. All right, so we're gonna end it here for now. Look out for part 2. Danny, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks a lot, Jordan.
And we will see you next time on They Came from the Underground. Also, and then if you're listening to this today, I'm hoping will be tomorrow, which will be Wednesday 25th. We got the live show at Lefty's going down, 6 p.m. Is the doors. Come check that out. We got special guests coming on, Joshua Gladstone, and then Dave Kilbride, Cooper Patterson opening that. So check it out. I hope to see you again. And then again.